morning from the Studio 57 newsroom at the CB24 News headquarters here in Toronto. Good to be with you. I'm Jamie Lee. It's Monday, November 10. Today we have an exclusive scoop on Air Canada's investigation on Flight 1629, where they explain the accident of the crash caused by de-icing. For more on all of this, here we have an exclusive news conference with the CEO of Air Canada, Kate Marie, and the crash investigator, Mary Jane Romantico.
Thank you, Jimmy Lee, and welcome everybody. Thank you for being here for our news conference for CP24 Media. On behalf of Air Canada Company, we will have the crash investigator, Mary Jane Romantico, joining us for today's conference. On the day of September 10, 2020, Air Canada Flight 1629 had departed from Toronto, Ontario, bound for Winnipeg with an intermediate stop in Detroit, Michigan, where the aircraft struck trees shortly after takeoff. This resulted in the aircraft to be disintegrated on impact, causing the deaths of 21 of the 65 passengers and 3 of the 4 crew members on board, including both pilots. We could never imagine what kind of challenges that 2020 was going to bring, but we did know is that the crash investigator was going to be a part of the solution.
The investigation revealed that a broken APU and the master breaker led to questionable decision-making, which were critical factors leading to the crash of Flight 1629. On the stopover at Detroit, the captain had decided to have the engines running since it could not be restarted if it were turned off due to unserviceable APU. Ice and heavy snow have accumulated on the wings while they were waiting for an airplane to land before takeoff. The wings needed to be de-iced, but the captain also decided not to de-ice since the engines were running on for fueling. This could cause the plane to be grounded if it were turned off, further delays, and risk toxic fumes getting into the cabin of the aircraft.
So from all the information that you have mentioned, how and what are some ways or solutions you will now use to further prevent this accident from happening in the nearby future?
We've created a couple of recommendations. Having a de-icing on the runways, recommend to have Type 4 fluid that lasts longer, all crew and all persons involved in the inspections of the aircraft for contaminants, and the application of ground anti-icing should be received initial and recurrent training on the subject. Ensure the de-icing operator has good visibility to conduct the post-de-icing check. Lighting should also be effective and serviceable for night operations. Captain should not only check the cockpit, but also the cabin. The anti-icing code should be used at all times to communicate and to record details of the aircraft treatment carried out to avoid any misunderstandings.
The accident investigation was subsumed into judicial inquiry under my report. The report showed the competitive pressures caused by commercial deregulation cut into safety standards, and that the many of the industry's sloppy practices and questionable procedures placed the pilot in a very difficult situation. The report also stated that the aircraft should not have been scheduled to refuel at an airport which did not have proper equipment, and that neither training nor manuals have sufficiently warned the pilot of the ice on the wings. I am blaming Transport Canada for letting Air Canada expand into the operation of bigger, more complicated aircraft without detecting other deficiencies of their existing aircraft. After the crash of Air Canada 1629, many significant changes were made into the Canadian aviation regulations. These included new procedures to improve the general safety for all our future flights in Canada. Specifically, these refer to the effectiveness of certain de-icing fluids over time and the increased use of Type 4 fluid. This mixture includes polymerizing agents, which makes the de-icing effect last longer. Thanks again for everyone attending our conference. This will conclude our briefing today. Thank you and have a great day.
That is the CP24 morning news for this Monday. Thanks for watching. I'm Jamie Lee and have a great day.